Hi, I'm Priti Vyas from the Bharti Vyas Holistic Therapy and Beauty Centre. I'm a partner of the business, and Harrow Council have asked me to give you some top tips on starting a business. So the best tip I can give you is know your strengths. When you decide to go into any business, don't really look at what other people are doing, look at what you're doing and really excel at that. And make sure you have a point of difference. So actually make a point of doing something that is different. So whether you offer different services or whether you offer products that nobody else offers around you, that is always a good way to make sure people come back to you rather than just going to anybody else who does the same type of thing. The other thing I would say is customer services is so important. Some people, they think they just set up a business, go in and do their thing, but really you need to spend time with training your staff, getting them fully aware of how you want your business to be seen. I want my business to be seen as professional, people who are knowledgeable. So when I train my staff accordingly, I will train them to say, well look, put your knowledge across, let people know exactly the type of background or the therapies that you come from, so people will understand, oh, these people know what they're talking about. So that actually from the beginning cuts you up from anybody else, because people will come to see you, come to see the people that work for you. For me, I think a business is not just about the owner, it's about the people within the business. So make sure that you find out how they tick, what are their best qualities, really focus on them and use them to your ability. So if you know somebody's good at marketing or somebody's good at selling or someone's good at writing letters, then find what they're good at. And in fact, when you take on staff, take on people who fill in what you want. So know what your intention is for your business and what you want to achieve from it and how you want others to see it, and then follow it that way. My 3 top tips would be, the one thing, as I said, is always look at your strengths. I mean, I know when I started out in business, we're looking at what other people are doing and what we're not particularly good at and trying to improve on those. But as I said, I turned that around and said, no, what am I really good at? Why are we different at what we do? And be proud of what it is that you do. For some people, they just think, well, that's not going to be enough for us to get clients. But actually, as word spreads, it will work much better. And for me, that's exactly how my business expanded. It was word of mouth, because people said, oh, you want to try that treatment because you can't get it anywhere else. And we get people from all over coming for it. So I think there's a lot to say about, so write it down, sit down and write down, what is our strength? What is it we want to promote? Whether it's any business, the aim is to make money, but it's like, how can you make that money and how can you do it in a way where you know what it is you want to achieve? So you can do it with dignity, you can do it professionally, so you're not having to, you can do it in a way where you see the benefits, but that's because you know what you want. In any business, that's the first thing, I think. The second thing I would say is, I suppose, as I said before, it's training, making sure that you give ongoing training all the time, making your staff feel valued. And it's very easy to let that go. Again, when we first started, we were employing maybe 20, 25 therapists. It's hard to find out what all their what all their good bits are. But over time, you learn that actually this person has these wonderful qualities and that's what I have to home in on. And never be worried about it. A lot of businesses go, oh, I don't want to make them too strong in case they go off and be somewhere else. And that comes from confidence in knowing that what you do, no one else can do it in the same way. So it's having that confidence to say, whoever I employ, whatever I do, it's you that gives them a good background training. And for me, a lot of my staff have gone on to open their own businesses, which is actually positive for me, because it shows what they've learned here has taught them about business rather than just being a therapist. The other top tip I would say is, again, you don't have to stay open all hours, you don't have to be 24/7 doing what you do. I think it's quite important to let customers start to value what it is you're doing. So, for example, I don't work on a Sunday. I don't expect the staff to work on a Sunday, because it's important that we value that, yes, our staff need time to relax, for one, and two, that it adds value to what we're doing, because customers then will make time to say, no, I need to go there, and you create demand for your own services. If you're always there, always available, a customer then thinks, oh well, they've always got time. So it's almost like making sure that what you do well in the hours that you're open, and sticking to that, and not thinking that you have to keep altering what you do. Stick to what you do and be committed to it. That's the main thing. You know, again, when we first started, it was just like we should be working till 8 o'clock at night or coming in really early. But we actually found that people were happy to come in whenever, because they could see the benefit of what we were doing. And this is the whole thing. It's like knowing that people can have the benefits and that you work in a professional way. We initially had 2 businesses in central London, in Marylebone, and I took the decision to come to Harrow. Now, why Harrow? Harrow, I find, is actually quite central to a lot of places. So it's quite close to Wembley, it's quite close to Northwood, all the other ends. So what I'm finding here is that customers come from all over to come and see us, but they don't particularly want to go into central London. So they come here. We generated it now, they're trying to, you know, they're really working with businesses now. That was another, that attracted me as well, because there was a little dip in between. But I feel now that they're helping businesses, they're encouraging them, they're doing, these type of videos, which is hopefully helping other new businesses to come in but be successful. The thing that attracted me to Harrow was I liked the way that the council were getting involved with local businesses. So not soon after I had started here, probably a couple of years later, I think the Harrow Council got some funding, and they had a company that came in and gave us advice on marketing, window displays and that sort of thing, and it was very, very helpful. I changed my windows as a result of that, and that's the other thing. It's like you can never know too much, so it's great that they were able to get somebody come in, and it didn't cost me anything. For me, it wasn't just about going in anywhere, it was somebody who was going to back what we're doing, and then you have some integrity with where you're doing business,